Atamaria, I'm Sherry Kinnear and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. Pay equity campaigners say there's no reason now for New Zealand Rugby not to step up and pay female rugby players the same as men. The discussion over pay parity in our national game has been ignited after the Black Ferns won for the 6th time the Rugby World Cup. Mind the Gap says it's fairly self-evident why it's needed. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Grant Robertson acknowledged the importance to build on the legacy of this tournament.
This is a job for all of us, to ensure that women's rugby is supported at all levels, that the Black Ferns are given the resources and game time befitting their status, and that we continue to encourage women and girls to participate and excel in all forms of sport and recreation.
During that same post-cabinet press conference, Robertson also announced a boost in support for Ukraine in its fight against Russia's invasion. The government sending more Defence Force personnel to train Ukrainian troops, as well as extending the deployment of others in intelligence roles. It's also providing more funding for equipment and supplies and to help global food security. Elsewhere, locals and retailers attempted to stop brazen hammer-wielding robbers who targeted an Ellerslie jeweller in broad daylight yesterday afternoon. Video of the heist shows several people trying to impede the robbers. 2 women chased the robbers across the road before being threatened with a hammer. As the car drives away, one of the women is knocked to the ground. She later told the Herald she was uninjured. Police say they've arrested a number of people in relation to the robbery. Waka Kotahi has begun consulting on plans to drop speed limits on state highways from next year. In a bid to slash road deaths, it'll affect more than 500 kilometres of state highway in 440 locations, around 4% of the state highway network. The Automobile Association's Dylan Thompson says there's no doubt speed is a major factor in car accidents.
The faster vehicles are travelling, the less time they have to react to something, the longer it's going to take them to stop. And also, if you hit something, there's going to be more force involved.
And the South Korean woman at the centre of a murder investigation is being extradited to New Zealand. The woman was arrested in September over the deaths of 2 children whose bodies were found inside suitcases in Auckland. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern says extradition helps smooth the path for what would otherwise be very complex legal issues. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more stories and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.